I greet you on our channel. Have a joyful experience.
As soon as you master the basic elements of the game in Dota 2, objects, abilities of heroes, etc., the next step for you will be to study each of the existing positions in the game. This must be done if you want to be a useful player for your team. The presence of various positions in Dota 2 resembles any other team sports. Like in football, for example. As a goalkeeper, you will not take part in the attack and vice versa. And as a striker, you will not stand in the goal. Therefore, if you do not know the essence of your position and its role, you cannot be a truly useful team player. So, each position has a number of its own specifics, which you should definitely familiarize yourself with in order to play a particular game well. There are 5 main positions in Dota 2: carry, semi-carry or miter, offliner or a hardliner, support 4, and a support 5. Today we will analyze the characters of the first positions, and we will tell in details what kind of flexibility a good carry player should have. As a rule, carry takes part in mass battles quite late, from 20th minute of a game. Unlike all other positions, the success of a carry player largely depends on the artifacts he bought, with the help of which the true potential of the hero is revealed. Characters of the first position are divided into 2 categories. The first category is passive, that is, those who are most effective at a late stage of the game. These include Spectre, Anti-Mage, Troll Warlord, Naga Siren, Terrorblade, Faceless Void, Medusa, and Luna. With them, you will need to focus on farming, but you should always understand that sometimes you will be required to help the team, in situations where without your participation, the outcome for the team can be fatal. You need to choose these kind of characters in situations where you will have the opportunity to play according to the 4+1 strategy. You need to choose these kinds of characters in situations where you will have the opportunity to play according to the 4+1 strategy, and where you will play the role of a key link. The second category are active: Ember Spirit, Monkey King, Ursa, Riki, Slark, Lifestealer, and Chaos Knight. If you choose them, then you are the main playmaker. That is, you constantly create action on the map, constantly impose battles on enemies, and put pressure on them. Aforementioned heroes have incredible potential for killing, especially if you always have support in the form of heroes of 4th and 5th positions. Also, when you reach to the ultimate abilities, you will get the opportunity to help your allies in protecting the towers or an ally in the center. Lining stage. Here we proceed immediately to the initial stage of the game. Try not to be an aggressor in the first minutes of the fight for bounty runes or in an attempt to kill an enemy hero. Therefore, you will lose resources on the important stage of lining, and the opponent will be able to dominate the line at the very beginning. This will allow them to gain superiority on the line, and you will lose the first range creep, which is the main one and for which you will get the most experience. Deny and last hit. These 2 tactics are the main ones at the lining stage, and are recommended for development before starting practice in the first position. Therefore, carefully train these skills by creating a lobby. Most often, many carry players are faced with a situation where they do not have an opportunity to stand on the line due to a poor choice of allied support heroes or when enemy heroes simply dominate. If you are faced with such a situation, do not rush to tilt and rage to your allies, but simply gather resources in the forest, simultaneously shifting to the line and preventing opponents from destroying your first tower. In the current meta, playing in the forest is an integral part of the process, since only in the forest you can get neutral items that can give you the opportunity to go without buying any initial or intermediate artifacts. The middle of the game. After gaining intermediate artifacts, you will have an opportunity to participate in team battles or in the destruction of enemy towers. At this stage of the game, constantly try, alternately split and push, forcing the enemies to stop pressuring the line. The potential of this action is that you break the position on the map, and thus the heroes are forced to pull together, and your team has a window for killing in minority. Thereby, you gain yourself even more time to extract key artifacts. If opponents spend their key skills, without which they cannot influence a battle, or in the absence of several enemy heroes, do not miss the opportunity to get Aegis by killing Roshan. Late game. The late game is the most difficult stage, and you should always monitor the presence of buyback, make minimal mistakes, and try not to give enemies an advantage over you. In the late game, focus more on such items as Refresher Orb, Divine Rapier, Moon Shard, and etc. If in your game a period has come where you cannot climb the enemy's high ground, try to drag out the game for more than 60 minutes to get tier 4 artifacts from the forest. They will significantly increase your potential in battles and in the destruction of the enemy base. First position. This is one of the most responsible and important positions in the game, since the success of the whole game often depends on carry. If you send an unexperienced player to play a carry, then most likely he just won't do anything. Indeed, in addition to knowing the abilities of all heroes and objects, you should also be able to find resources well, both in the forest and on the main line. It will take you more than 100 hours to perfect this kind of skill, so be prepared. As a rule, players who decide to play the heroes on the first position go to the easy line. For the forces of the light, the bottom; for the forces of darkness, the top. From where you can quickly go to the forest if your creeps have gone too far under the enemy tower. The main task for any carry is the extraction of resources. Keep in mind that support heroes should help you with this so that the enemies would not bother you. Playing in this position is suitable for people who have experience in this kind of games and also have an understanding of farming. Therefore, for beginners, this position is not entirely suitable, since you must know a lot of objects, bundles, and be a master of team play. Dota 2 players often curse many carry players, since few people do this well, which confirms a very high responsibility and the number of tasks that carry should carry out. It is carry that often leads the team to victory or defeat. From the point of view of personal qualities, a good carry is usually a very sociable and a patient person.
I am grateful for your presence. Subscribe to our channel.